So what we have here is an EMI 2001/1 from about 1968. As all as I had was a working camera head run off the 2001 I've got, but since that video was done I've managed to get a lens for this one and a whole collection of circuit boards that will make a complete camera control unit and power supply with rear connectors, nothing for the front panel. So over the last few months I've built myself a camera control unit and a power supply. So much even to my surprise, it does seem to work. And so this is a fairly windy day today as well, just to add to the fun of things. But that is just a nice wide shot. So So that is a home-built camera control unit. It's got all the correct boards in, all the rear connectors were correct and some of the back connectors, but nothing come for the front panel. So I've had to build a front panel. So I've just obviously made it identical to the original. So inside the boards are in the correct order. And at the moment, because it's still basically being tested, the wires on the front panel I've just left as I wired it, and if I know it's reliable then I'll tidy everything up. And then the power supply, that came with nothing for the front panel at all, so that's why it's got a blank front panel. And then inside, the boards are just in the correct order again, and I've used a collection of test points just for the voltages to check it. So like I say, so far so good. And then the only thing I haven't got two of is the G101 cable, so at the moment it's off the original camera and on this one, and it's just connected to a big curly bunch of about 22 meters there, and then off to the back of my build. So really the two camera types look identical inside, except the /1 version has an open design for the back of the tube where the high voltage goes in, which makes it so much easier to measure for fault finding. Otherwise the rest of it looks the same. The main difference is the tubes are fed with an extra 150 volts to the original design, bring it up to 675 volts rather than 525, and that's really because the camera tubes in that year had developed so quick, and the more voltage improves the evenness of the focus and other things. So it's almost identical except for some more volts fed to it. And then this is really just what's inside the lens. Somebody said on a comment, why don't you do a lens video? And I thought, well, they're not that exciting inside. This one's the earliest and's got the most to show. So I thought I'd just add it onto this. So at the back, you've just got the rotary iris. And then in the middle you've got the zoom, which is rotary. On the other two lenses I've got, they're more linear than rotary on the zooms. And then the focus at the front, that is linear rather than rotary, so, and it's very heavy, 25 kilos, I've just taken it out. And then on top you've got, of course, 3 motors, servo motors, to drive the 3 functions. And then inside the camera, of course, there's basically just an enormous hole for the lens to fit. The thing in the middle, of course, is where the light goes in through the daylight filter. The multi-pin connector goes off to the chassis, and in this type of camera, of course, the servo modules live in the camera as a removable chassis, where in a later design they all live in the lens, which makes the lens look bigger. Like on the EMI 2005, that's got all the servos in it. So, and then of course back to the lens, the glass is made by Angelo in Paris, but the actual lens maker is Evershed Power Optics. So